you're listening to America's Voice, and I am glad you are here. My name is Michael Evans. We broadcast this program live every morning on our website, and we broadcast it live through a Spreaker feed, which is, Spreaker is kind of like a podcasting service. We shoot this program out live every morning, 8 to 10 Central Time. If you have an opportunity to allow yourself or your family members to hear it, that's great. If you can catch us live, you can catch it on either audio or video, your preference, on americasvoicenow.org, 8 to 10. If you want to listen to it on Patriot FB, you can hear the audio version by simply going to patriotfb.com. You know what's cool about Patriot FB? While the program is on, there's a group of people that can actually sit out there in a chat room and comment and talk to each other about what I, as the radio host, or J.J. McCartney or any of the other hosts are talking about. And there's a chat link there that you don't have to post your messages up there where everybody can see them. If you want to send somebody a private message and all that, you can. It's kind of like Facebook, but it's better. And it's got no trolls and, more importantly, no censorship. You can say and do whatever you want. You can post whatever you want. Now, I encourage you to be careful because I'm sure that, the NSA's in there and in your underwear. So, just be careful. But, my point is, why not meet with a bunch of like-minded people rather than a bunch of people who hate your guts, right? Including the owners of Facebook. Why would you improve their lot in life when they are working against your best interests? There's something wrong with that. So the question becomes, why don't you join Patriot FB? You can listen to America's Voice Now live on that program in the morning. And if you want to, or you're not available during that time of day, or we're not in your terrestrial broadcast area, we broadcast the radio program on Rooster Radio, on Big Country 99 FM. If you can't catch the show when it's broadcast there, then by all means, you can certainly use our Listen line. And our Listen line is a service provided by Audio Now, where these guys have been gracious enough to give us a phone number. You call that phone number and you hear today's show, as an example, recorded. And after 10 a.m., you can listen to the entire 100-minute program. How cool is that? All you got to do is dial in, and it starts automatically. It's your own personal playing. You don't have to, wait and jump in the middle of somebody else's. You can listen to it, at your leisure. So if you're on a long ride, if you've just got I wear a headset all the time because I hate holding a cell phone to my ear. And if you get a binaural headset, you can actually use it for music and things like this. So the cool part is you can literally dial in 415-325-0725, and boom, you can hear the entire program at your leisure when it's convenient for you. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 415-325-0725. We don't charge a penny for the service. So, use it and make sure that you are taking advantage of it. The other ways, of course, is that every day we post the program up on YouTube in both an audio only and a video only, or video system or format. You can listen to each of the segments broken down on the video side, or the audio podcast is just the entire thing. And you can get Spreaker on your smartphone, which is your personal NSA tracking device. And if you choose to go that route, just go to Android or iPhone, their stores, and download the free application. It's for Spreaker, 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 like speaker with a P. And like Spreaker, like speaker with an R, Spreaker. And when you download that, all you got to do is go in there and search America's Voice Now, and boom. Or put in America's Voice Now, Michael Evans, and you'll be sure to find it. Then you can listen to it anytime you want, right on your smartphone. Okay, a couple of quick announcements. The Constitution Party is looking for people to be committee men and women. What that means is that, like the Republican Party has committee men and women county by county in the 3,000 plus counties in the country, if you want to be a committee person for the Constitution Party, you can do so. It needs one man and one woman at least per county. What that requires you to do is basically hold an occasional meeting and make sure that you're vetting a candidate when they step up to the plate and they want to become a candidate in the party. Once in a great while, they'll ask you to go out and help put up signs or something like that. And if you're, it's a great way for you to participate in politics, but not with one of the duopoly traders like the Republicans and the Democrats. So if you want to know more about it, you can call Doug Enyart. He's the chair of this particular group for the Constitution Party. He's in Missouri's 8th District. But even if you're outside of the area, you can call him and he can give you a name of a National Constitution Party guy that you can talk to. Questions: 573-429-7800. That's 573-429-7800. Office number 573-223-7010. That's 573-223-7010. One other piece of housekeeping before I get into the story about metadata. There is a Samaritan Outreach Center here in West Plains, in the town that I'm in. And if you're a local, if you listen to this program locally, that program is in need of your funds. It is a shelter for homeless, and it is so broke that they're about to have to close. And so I would really encourage you, if there's any way that you can participate and help with this, to do that. There's going to be a fundraiser and a charity event. It's called Save the Samaritan Outreach Center. It's a benefit event that's been set for March 23rd at the Cobblestone Entertainment Complex on Route 160. That's past Walmart and just before you get to Howell County Outpost. And the event kicks off at noon with lunch. There's a live entertainment band that will start at 1 p.m. and it will continue on into the night. There's going to be a silent auction there and a live auction that begins at 5 p.m. So the Samaritan Outreach Center is on Missouri Avenue, and it's a shelter for the homeless and has had its local United Way funding reduced from $24,000 to $2,500, folks. Now, the United Way is the biggest flippin' scam going. I hate that group because I remember when I used to work for Verizon, they used to sit there and say, oh, you can donate $20 a week out of your paycheck to the United Way. It's painless. Then I looked at the United Way statistics about how much money actually made it to the real people that were trying to, that they were collecting it for, and it was like embarrassingly low, like single or double digits, but not very high. And I swore it off after that. I said, I never give to another charity like that. I will give money to people that I can see need it. And I go to the family and give them a couple $100. They can use it to buy groceries now, right? Not skim 80 off that 100 off the top and use it to pay their leader $627,000 a year. Or take the funding for a homeless shelter here in West Plains and cut it from $24,000 to $2,500. Randy Cobble, who's organizing the event, says this is a smoke-free, alcohol-free family event of all ages. We're looking for some big-ticket items that we can auction off. So if you have an item you want to donate it, they can auction it and then use that instead if you don't have money to give them. And small items for a silent auction, if you want to do cakes, pies, bake sale, if you got a car you want to get rid of and you can afford to. I believe that this is a tax-exempt organization, which is about the only group that ought to be tax-exempt. So you could probably, and you'll have to call them. I'll give you the phone number. But if you've got a car and you can donate it, or an item along those lines, or something of big value, or even small value, help them out. Or also just go down and make a donation. The cover charge will be $7, and here's the phone number you can call. You can call Randy Cobble, and every dollar raised, by the way, will go directly to Samaritan Outreach. No skimming off the top, none of that nonsense. You can call them at 417-255-3891. That's 417-255-3891. He also states that if you want to make a cash contribution before the event, you can contact Samaritan Outreach Director Becky Perez, and you can call her directly. Here's the phone number for Becky if you just want to make a credit card donation and you're out, you're not in our local area. 417-257-7792. Again, her name is Becky Perez, and she's the director over there. Her number is 417-257-7792. Please help us with this, folks. West Plains is a small community, but we do have homeless. And a lot of times it's a family that's been burned out of their home, or there was a flood or something along those lines. We've had families, as an example, that can't live in their home because of black mold or a flood, or whatever the case may be. A lot of times they just, in a temporary window where they need some help, they've lost a home to fire. And, this Samaritan Outreach group is a great group. I've met them before. I've spoken to them before. I know what their program is, and it's an honorable and responsible program. So since we've been shafted by the United Way, stop giving your money to the United Way, by the way, folks. If you do, don't do that. Give it directly to somebody who can use it, because they just skim off the top. Really. You can figure out who needs help around you locally. Don't give it to any of them charities. Always give directly. I know, every charity is going to be sending me hate mail. I don't care. I'm tired of your lies and your shenanigans, and you're skimming off the top. And that's what it is. You skim. It's a sham. Give to the Samaritan Outreach directly, and now you'll make an impact. I mean, imagine what $200 or $300 or $50 or $20 makes to these people. They can make enough meals to feed a family of 6 for the whole day with $20. All right, that's enough of my pontificating on that issue. Let's get into our real topic. A new study that shows that the NSA phone metadata that everybody tells you is anonymous. We can't tell anything about you. It's just the phone numbers that you called from and dialed and how long you were on the phone. That's all it is. Lie. New study shows the NSA phone metadata reveals everything about your life. Guess what they can tell? With nothing more, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, than a public database. So in other words, given the metadata from your phone, this research, this study was done by Stanford University, right? And they revealed that phone and internet metadata collected by the NSA exposes far more information about an individual than the agency is admitting, including medical conditions, financial and legal connections, and even whether or not they own a gun. 2 of the school's computer science graduates did this study, and they were trying to determine, okay, we keep hearing that, it's all anonymous. We can't tell anything from it. It's just a bunch of data. Well, then why are you collecting it, right? So tired of that kind of crap lie. So these guys went out to disprove it and said, yeah, I bet they can tell a lot about it. And so they went out and they took to uncover the sensitive details of individuals from phone data details, like the number that you called and the recipient number, the location of the caller, and then the phone serial number and the length of the conversation. That's the metadata that's collected, right? So they took the same exact data, and out of the 33,688 unique numbers that were called by the study's volunteers, and there were 546 of them, the students were able to positively identify a specific individual within 18% of those calls. In other words, 18% of the time, using a public database, and within only a few minutes, like 20 minutes, they were able to identify 18% of who the people were, down to the person. Now, this is using public databases, ladies and gentlemen, just going up there and putting the phone number in the browser, and all of a sudden, boom, it pops up on your LinkedIn account, or it pops up on your, some website that you've got your phone number posted as. And the next thing you know, it says, Betty Smith, call her at 515-222-1313. Boom. Hammered. Now, it gets even worse. They were also able to discern 57% of the people made at least one medical call, and 40% made at least one financial service call. Maybe to your local bank, maybe to a broker, it doesn't make any difference. Computer scientists Jonathan Mayer and Patrick Mulchler, these are the 2 doctoral students who ran the study. They say that the metadata that you're being told is so anonymous and innocuous and it's no danger to you at all is, quote, extremely sensitive and very revealing, and can yield a wealth of data about your family, your politics, your professional, religious, and sexual associations. Quote, it would be no technical challenge to scale these identifications to a larger population. Now, recognize, these guys use public databases. Imagine when the NSA, who is run and owned and functionally a part of the government, can use government databases and public information. You're hammered, dude. They know everything about you, just from your metadata. They may, even if they're not collecting the content of your phone calls, which I'm telling you right now they are, and if they're not, the FBI is, and then they're giving it to the NSA. And if they're not, then New Zealand or Australia is, or Great Britain is. And we're monitoring and spying on their people, they're spying on ours, and then everybody just does this. They switch the data. Well, we didn't spy on our American friends. We didn't spy on our American people. Those are our countrymen. You're a lying sack of poop. You did spy on us. You just had somebody else do it. How do I know, by the way? Just an interesting point. May as well let the NSA know I caught what they did. The other day on my computer, there was a search on my computer that was at least a month and a half old. Yeah. Yes, I saved a snapshot of it and printed it. So you can delete it if you want, but I have it. I went down in the morning and I looked at my machine, and boom, there on Google search was a search that I had done a month and a half ago. Anyway, these two students wanted to figure out how easy it was to draw inferences from this phone metadata. How often do people conduct sensitive matters on their phones? So they thought, it was, they believed the government, basically, that it wasn't really going to be all that dangerous. And so they turned to a Metaphone data set for, crowdsourced for empirical answers. Boy, were we wrong, says Mayer. Phone metadata is unambiguously sensitive, even over a small sample and a short time window. We were able to infer medical conditions, firearms ownership, and more, using solely the phone's metadata. Using an Android application, they collected this data on the sensitive calls made by volunteers. Then they analyzed the results and established patterns to show how much detail can be drawn from the actual metadata. A pattern of calls, of course, reveals more than individual call records. In our analysis, we identified a number of patterns that were highly indicative of sensitive activities or traits. In an example that they cite in their study, one volunteer had called multiple neurology offices and a specialty pharmacy, and they called the management service for a rare medical condition and a pharmaceutical hotline for multiple sclerosis. So immediately, they know that either you or someone in your family has that, or perhaps somebody close to you. A second called a home improvement retailer, a locksmith, plant hydroponics seller, and a head shop. Interesting. I wonder what they're going to infer from that. So you called a home improvement warehouse, you called a locksmith, you called a plant hydroponics seller, and you called a head shop. Let's see. I'll bet you're going to build a room in your basement where you can grow marijuana. Anyway, since the leaks on this massive surveillance system that is being put on in our country, they have all, including Obama and Clapper and all of these other traitors out there, including every member of the Republican membership of the Senate that's supporting it, every member of the Democratic Party that's supporting it, every member of the Republican Party who's supporting it. They're all liars, traitors, cutthroats, and thieves, and they know exactly how dangerous this stuff is to you, and they don't care because they've been promised a seat at the table of the phoenix of tyranny that rises from the ashes of liberty. Yup. Or the NSA's got something on them. Maybe they got a problem with little girls. Maybe they got a problem with little boys. Maybe they got a drinking problem. Maybe they got a problem with a bunch of women that they're not married to. Maybe they've got a little setup running where they get some high-priced call girl to saunter up to Mr. Congressman at a cocktail party and take him home for the night, videotaping the entire thing. And now every time they want to vote to go their way, they basically hold up a photograph and say, here's a snapshot from the video we have of you. And if we do not hear your vote go our way, we will simply send this to the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and an advance copy to your wife on DVD. Think it doesn't happen? You're a fool. How about the senator or the congressman who's got a problem with a little bit of straw and a little blow up his nose? Have we thought about that one? How about the senator or the congressman that is a strong advocate of family values, who also has a problem with that he wants to keep hidden because he's having a homosexual relationship with another guy, or perhaps it's a woman with another woman, and they don't want the people back in their home district or their church to find out. You see, maybe it's Dirty Harry. And I can't imagine anybody would actually want to have sex with Harry Reid. I don't care how much money they paid him. So I got to assume that with Harry, it's dirty real estate deals, because that's his MO. So Dirty Harry has always got, that scent of corruption floating about him. And he's been pinned down more than once on these dirty real estate deals. So maybe that's the deal for a certain senator or a certain congressperson or a certain judge. Or maybe it's the prosecutor at a local office who gets a phone call or a knock on the door and they say, that case you're looking at for so-and-so? Yeah, well, here's how it's going to go. Think that doesn't happen? What kind of a knucklehead are you? I'm stunned and amazed when I hear people say to me, well, stuff like that doesn't happen here. This is the United States of America. Really? What kind of stupid pill are you taking every day to believe that that kind of thing doesn't happen? And it doesn't have to be somebody in higher office. It could be your local state senator who gets a phone call that says, look, there's $5,000 deposited into your account this morning, and you're going to vote no. Or maybe it's a call to a local judge who's handling a case that you're involved in. Prosecutors, federal judges. Think this doesn't matter? You're crazy. Think there's not an anonymous tip occasionally given to a sheriff that, you can go over there in so-and-so's place and you'll find them growing some marijuana in the basement? Yeah. Here's the point. These people are evil inherent, defined. Look up evil in the dictionary, and there's a picture in there of the federal government, the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security. They know everything that they need to know about you. Do they go inside my computer? I am guaranteeing it. How else would a search a month old pop up on my screen? Boom. See, the point is this. There are no secrets from these people, and they will use them against you to coerce you and co-opt you into doing what they want. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how many protestations they give you to the contrary, they are liars. The father of lies. Satanic, evil, demonic. That's it. You can call it whatever you want. You can say, well, it's just a little corruption. No, it's not. It's demonic and evil. And you know what? You know what's the generator? Power and money. The same things that have tripped up everybody through all known history. Power, money, and sex. PMS. I was talking to my pastor the other day, and I said to him, he said to me, every pastor has a PMS problem. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, well, explain that, please. And he said, every pastor has a PMS problem. And they have to have a group of accountability people around them. It's called PMS. Power, money, sex. You know why Billy Graham would never step into an elevator with someone of the opposite sex without an independent observer there? PMS. Never did it. If you think these people aren't either inciting it in some cases, or definitely know about your little whatever rendezvous with whatever, whoever, however, wherever, whenever, you're mistaken. Today's the Friday, and we are wrapping this program up. It is TGIF. You all have a great weekend. You're listening to America's Voice Now. Please support our sponsors. They're the ones that keep us on the air every day. Please help them if at all possible. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you on Monday morning. Please visit our website and like our Facebook page and our Spreaker application. You can find all of those by going to americasvoicenow.org, facebook.com/America's Voice Now. Bye.